Friday night, 6 o'clock, your appointment's with me. Welcome to Sports Talk with Zeca Marques. Wherever you are, if you're driving, drive carefully. Don't drink and drive. The law enforcement officers are out there. It's that time of the year. Today's special guest, someone that played football in Portugal, has a passion for the game, and has come up with an idea that could be interesting. And if you have inspirations of playing football in Europe, this could be the talk for you. Lionel Castro, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Good evening, Coach.
Good.
Good.
Lionel, let's start in the beginning. How old are you now?
26 years old.
26. You actually played football in Portugal.
Yes.
When did you give up?
Or
when did you stop?
So when I stopped was a year and a half ago, basically. Was in Italy. Intentionally, I didn't want to stop. I just thought that from what I went through towards the end of my career, mentally, I was going through a lot, and I just had to just give up the passion. And yeah, it was a difficult decision. But it's a lot to do with politics. It doesn't have to do basically with
football politics.
Yeah. So, and this is also one of the reasons why I'm actually involved with this program of helping South Africans get abroad. Because through everything I've been through my career, I've learned so much that in football, agents can sell you dreams. And yeah, this is something that I've went through as myself as a player. I mean, I left this country, I was 14 years old when I went overseas. It was tough. I went alone. I had no family with me. And yeah, but if I look back today, I've learned so much. Connections, players I've played with, the teams I passed through. So for me, doing this thing in South Africa, the showcase, I really feel like it's a good opportunity because the company that I'm with, we're based in Portugal, and through all our connections, through myself, through my partner, we really know what these kids need, the comfort, the support, not even just on the field, but outside the field, which is a very important factor that players don't understand, is that, a lot of players, they train hard during the week, comes the weekend, they don't play. Comes the next week, Monday, for training, mentally they're finished. They're angry with the coach, they're angry with the players. And that builds up. And players need that comfort outside of the field to make sure that they have an agent that supports them mentally also, because football is a big mental strength in today's world. So we benefit a lot from that. Myself, I was a player at a very good level. My partner also played at also a very high level in Portugal. But yeah, we've played, for example, myself, I played in the UK, I went through Dubai, I went through Poland, I went through Italy. And I've learned a lot of different types of cultures of coaches, the way they are from different countries, what countries require players they need. And yeah, so I'm very fortunate that I've went through these countries to learn the culture. And yeah, I'm very fortunate that now we have an opportunity that way we can send these players overseas. Now we're doing Portugal. But actually yesterday I had a call from an agent in South Africa that actually asked me, I'm going to send you players to the showcase, but what if they don't go to Portugal? I'm like, listen, if they got potential and the scouts don't select them, I can still send them to Dubai, where we just signed a boy 2 months ago from Brazil.
Okay, before we get to Dubai, let's take our route. Let's start with Portugal. Which clubs did you play for?
So when I went to Portugal, I passed through Benfica.
Benfica Juniors?
Yes. I was, those the under 14s at the time. And look, it was tough. It was really not tough in terms of quality, but tough because mentally it's a very high level, and you coming from a background from South Africa to a team like that, it's a whole different level. And fortunately, I had the opportunity then to get to the north of Portugal, where I had family. I had my aunt at the time; she was looking after me, and I played for a team called Rio Ave.
Rio Ave First Division?
Yes. So Rio Ave has been in the First Division for the last...
What age group was that?
I went to Rio. I was under 15. I played there for 2 years. But like I said, it was a good experience because it was a very high level, because you had players coming from, were on loan from Porto, Braga, Sporting, Benfica, players that come there and
Get game time.
to get game time, basically, because they look at Rio as a very developing team, and Rio is a very big team. I mean, especially in the academy ranks. I mean, we used to give a lot of headaches to the top clubs, your Porto, Benfica, Sporting, and Rio was a team that I learned a lot. I really grew a lot in those 2 years that I was there. It wasn't easy, because I was waiting for my FIFA clearance, to be registered in Europe and stuff, and that stuff take a process. It was a really difficult time in the terms of, I couldn't get much game time, because I was registered to the club, but I wasn't registered to play yet. And this happened, I was going through this for about 15 months.
And from there, which other club? From there, where did you go?
So from Rewive, look, towards the end, after 13, 14 months, you're training every day in the winter. I used to get home every day around 11 at night.
Because you train late in the afternoon.
Yeah, we used to start training around 8:30, and I used to stay about half an hour from the club. My uncle would go fetch me around 10, 8:30.
You were fortunate you had family, because
Yes.
if you don't have family, it's a different scenario.
No, like that's why, like, when I saw the situation in terms of where Benfica, you would be alone there with completely no family. You'd stay in the academy and stuff, and then fortunate for me, yes, I had family in the north, and yeah, today they're like my
So
second
Rio
parents.
Ave, from Rio Ave, which was the other club?
So from Rio Ave, I went to Nogarense. Reason being,
So that was second division.
Nogarense time was third division,
Third
the
division.
first team, but the juniors were playing first division.
But then you were in the first team,
No, so
still juniors.
I was still in juniors, but they were playing Campeonato
Okay,
Nacional,
yeah.
so it was first division.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it was
Because in Portugal it's slightly different. You can be third division club,
And the
but your
juniors,
juniors can be
yes.
playing first division
Yes.
against the Benfica,
Yes,
Sportings. And,
yes. So reason why I went to Nogarense was that's when an agent came on board, my first agent. His name is Sergio Leite, and Sergio saw me playing in Rio Ave, and I told him my situation. I said, listen, Sergio, like, I really want to get registered to play. I've been at Rio Ave for 2 years. They haven't came right with it. And he said, okay, come to my team. I'll get you less than a month. I'll get you registered to play, and you can start being an officially Portuguese player playing in the leagues. Because remember, it's quite complicated being under 18 to go to Europe from South Africa, from different country. It's not an easy process. So, okay, but we'll get to that later. So I went to Nogarense. Obviously, coming from Rio Ave to Nogarense, it's, as a player, you'd be like, it's a big difference.
sometimes you need to take a step back to go forward.
100%, and that's what I really had to understand. Because look, when I got to Nogarense, you come there as a big player. You're coming from Rio Ave, which is the first division team. So, but to be honest with you, this is what I'm really fortunate about Europe, or especially Portugal, because the conditions in that team were 10 times better than what were at Rio Ave for a team that's in a lower division. They were sponsored by Nike, top stadium, the changing rooms were really quality, very professional, and I liked that. I was adapting to that. And obviously my agent at the time, Sergio, he was like the coordinator in the club. So basically his players would get a lot of game time and stuff like that. So yeah, about a month later he got me registered. Officially, I became a Portuguese player in the federation. And yeah, now it's basically get your minutes and start getting
From Nogarense. I just want to create a timeline here, because you were 17,
Yeah.
and obviously in Nogarense you were there. From Nogarense, next step.
From Nogarense, I was at Nogarense for about almost a year and a half. Okay.
So now you've established yourself. You got
Yes.
Rio Ave as a good learning experience,
Yes.
although mentally draining, but it was a good learning experience.
Yes.
Made you stronger mentally.
Yes.
You went to Nogarense,
Yes. To get
much
game
lower,
time,
but you played.
played lots.
That was key.
Yeah. And like I said, it was a good level, the juniors. You know, you were competing against top clubs. And that's when I said, towards the end, about a year and a half, I told my agent at the time, I'm like, listen, Sergio, I really want to grow in my career. You know, I know the potential I have to go back to those teams like Rio Ave. And funny how he wasn't giving me this best answer. He wanted me to stay another year in the club to play the last year of juniors. And then funny how we actually had a friendly game against Porto. And we played against Porto. I think we drew 2-2, 3-2. Or we lost 3-2. I can't remember. All I know is that I really played really well. It was actually one of those games where I look back and it's one of those games I'll never forget. And that just shows you in football, you never know who's watching you.
That's my famous phrase, by the way. When I had my academy, I used to tell the youngsters, you never know, because sometimes people think I want to go on trial. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I have to just to clarify what you're saying.
Yes.
People want to go on trial, but for me, you're on trial every day.
100%.
Every game you play, you're on trial, and you just confirmed that when you said you never know who's watching you.
100%.
You could be playing. There we go. Lugarense versus Porto, and you never know who's watching you.
100%.
You would have never got an opportunity to go on trial to play Porto, but the game gave you the window to be seen.
Yes.
Carry on. So
100%, because, I mean, when I finished playing that game, you go to changing rooms, you get ready to go home. As soon as I got home, there was an agent that came to talk to me there, that was watching the games on the stands against Porto. And that agent was coming to watch 2 players from Porto. And funny how he actually came to speak to me, you know, because I really did well. I shined. I stood out in the field. And the first thing he asked me is like, why are you playing in this team? And he asked me to have an agent and stuff. And I said, yes, I do. And he said, okay, look, take my number, okay? He gave me his card and everything. And I searched up his company, and I was like, okay, this is huge. You know, it's Jesse Foot.
Jesse Foot is the famous Jorge Mendes, who people might not know, is Ronaldo plus many other agents, players. So Jorge Mendes spotted you.
No.
Well, the guy works for,
yeah. But
that's Jorge Mendes' company.
Yes.
I mean, that's like the creme de la creme.
So he came to me outside the stadium. He gave me his card and everything. I searched him up, and then I went to go say Jesse Foot. I mean, first thing that pops up is Jorge Mendes. I mean, when you search Jorge Mendes, you see...
No, he's the number one.
Yeah.
He's the number one agent in the world.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
You name
Pepe,
it.
Falcone, James
Deco,
Rodriguez.
you name it.
All the players.
Yeah.
So I was like... And my mom was in Portugal at the time also. And I said, Mom, wow, okay, this is serious. So I gave him a call, spoke to him, like, thank you very much for, you know, being polite and everything. And he says, okay, I'll call you in 48 hours. If I don't come back with you for a team, you have to call me back. And this is the time already. I had spoken to my current agent at the time, Sergio, telling him that, listen, I want to start going up. And in 48 hours, 2 days later, he called me, the agent who scouted me, and he says, you have a trial to go to Braga tomorrow.
Well, that's a huge step.
Yeah.
That's huge. Braga is top 4 in Portugal, plays Europa League. I mean, that's big club. Yeah.
Big club. And coming from Nogarense to that,
it's a giant step.
It's a giant step. So I told my mom, like, nah, this can't be true. I mean, if this is true, then this is the real deal. Because, I mean, 48 hours, he arranged me to go on trial to Braga. And now this being said, you know, you do have a contract with the club. So I had to go speak to my current agent at the time, and I told him, Sergio, I've got this opportunity and I really want to take it. You know, I really want to grow in my career. I'm in Portugal to play football. I'm not here on holiday.
And how old were you then?
I went to Braga around, I could say I was about 17.
Still, eh?
Yeah, I was about
So
just turning 18 around there.
Yeah.
Because it was towards my last year of juniors.
Okay.
So between 17 and 19, something around there. But funny how when I got to Braga, before I get there, so obviously I just speak to Sergio, and I I'll never break my bridges in football. You know, Sergio, at the end of the day, he was the one who got me registered. He was the one who sent my paperwork to FIFA. But in football, unfortunately, relationships, unfortunately, do come to an end because the opportunities are limited. You know, you don't get opportunities every day. You know, it's not like you can go to Braga every single time. So this opportunity came and I had to take it. So I left Nugarians. I was free at the time, at no club. And then I went to Braga. And when I got to Braga, I was training in the B team, Keeper B. And Keeper B, for people that don't know, Keeper B is Segunda Liga.
They play second division, yeah.
It's second division. So the coach at the time was...
Oh, Keeper B is the reserves of the first team.
Basically.
Technically speaking, if you're not playing the first team, you're playing second team.
But
that's the reserves.
Yeah, but
so
it's big level.
Yeah,
like
the standard is high. Because the coach
crazy.
phones you tomorrow, or because you train together, if a coach says, well, by the way, you're playing tomorrow,
yes.
you're in the squad.
Yes.
The squad is the B and A team.
100%.
Yeah.
So when I got to Braga's facilities also, I mean...
No, that's world class.
Yeah,
I've been there. Been there.
It's literally crazy. You know, you have your boots ready for you, kits ready for you. And look, I came from a smaller team to this, so for me it was, okay, well, I mean, I've really got to perform here. And my coach at the time was Abel Ferreira.
Who's now coaching in Brazil.
In Brazil. He's
successful with Palmeiras.
Yes.
He's won the
and
American
he did very
Cup.
well when he went to first team in Braga. And when I got there, we played immediately a friendly game. And that's when I saw, okay, this is the real deal. The quality, the pace, the passes. I mean, you do something wrong, they swear you, they're on top of you. And this
sorry, I have to interrupt you here. Because South African players don't take likely to being sworn at.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and I said in the juniors, and okay, I can't say we must swear in the juniors, but when you at your age, 18 and 19,
that's normal.
you're a grown up, you're an adult.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you don't want to, and Lionel, the difference is they're not swearing at you.
Yeah.
They're swearing because it's
frustration.
Yeah. And this is what South African players don't seem to handle very well.
Yeah.
They don't like it at all.
Mm-mm.
And that's why I think one of the reasons why they don't do well in Europe, because all those coaches act the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I've spent time in different clubs, and it's just and I swear, by the way.
Obviously, it's football. It's normal.
It's normal.
Yes.
Okay. But in your line, I want you to carry on. You go there, you're under pressure straight away, you're technically on trial, and yes, this coach fluking you, technically.
But look, it comes already, I mean, even when I was at Rio Ave, at 14 years old, 15 years old, you know, they swear, they go crazy. Like, coaches in training, like, it's a normal thing in Portugal. I know in South Africa it's not normal, but unfortunately in Portugal it's very...
Yeah, it's just a word.
It's just
it's just a word. Most of these words were created by us.
Yes.
In any case.
So, we played a game, and I saw the level was very high. I did well. I can't say it was my best game, but from the standard that I came to that, obviously the nerves. I mean, I was nervous.
I can imagine.
I mean, you must remember that time I think I was 18 years old. I can't remember fully. But I was 18 years old. Yes.
Yeah, but you're on a pedestal. Now you're there.
Yeah.
The next stage, you got to swim. Yeah.
I mean, the players I was playing with. I mean, top African players, Shande, like some really good players that I was in the changing room with, and yeah, this is when I'm like, hey, this is what I have to adapt to.
And what you never stayed? What went wrong there?
So with Braga, I was actually training with them for almost 2 weeks, and in Portugal, it's very straightforward. If they don't like you, they don't want you. On the first, second training, they tell you to go home. And with Braga, I was doing quite well actually. So I kept coming back. Coach told me to keep coming back, Abel. And then the reason why I left it was this, because I had a day off once on a Thursday, and then my agent that I was with now from Gestifoot, Carriant, he told me, Lionel, you have a day off, feriado. You're gonna go now to Verzing.
Verzing was second division.
Yeah, second division. But I went to the first team, and I'm like, okay, but what about Braga? It's like, no, you don't have a contract with anyone. You're allowed to train wherever you want. So I said, okay, cool. I went to Verzing, trained on the Thursday. Extremely also good level football.
Second division Portugal.
Yeah, Verzing is a very cultural team. So
Yeah, the community around it supports it.
Too much.
Very, I would say, Cape Town, Hout Bay,
Basically.
Fisherman mentality,
Yes.
that culture.
Yes.
Very down to earth people, feisty. Yeah,
they love the club.
They love the club.
I mean, that was the time of my career where I actually thought, okay, now you're living the professional life. You know, I mean, you leave the stadiums, people, they're waiting for you. But anyways, before I got to Brazil, I was training the first team, and also coming from Braga, so I had already learned that experience. You know, the level where they wanted. And yeah, the next day they called my agent. My agent called me, says they want me. They want to sign me, Brazil. And I still haven't got an answer from Braga. Okay. But now obviously Brazil, they don't want to wait also.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So look, at the time they gave me apartments. You know, I had to relocate to Pavo, the Brazil. The facilities were top. I really enjoyed the club. Honest to God, I must say, Brazil is a club that's been in my heart because
I've always liked Vizzy. It's a small club, but
it's been in the first division also.
Yeah, I remember them many years ago.
Yeah.
Listen, I followed Portuguese football.
Yes.
The Porto used to sign the best players from Brazil. Porto used to take them every year.
Yes.
There was a goalkeeper called TB. There was
Brazil.
Yeah.
A very, very, very cultural.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those clubs, for people that are listening and watching us, unfortunately, those clubs go downhill quickly because there's no finances.
100%.
And those clubs are supported by the members.
100%.
It's not a club owned by an individual like in South Africa. In South Africa, you have the money, you buy a club and you sustain the club.
Yes.
In Portugal, the members keep it going. If they don't get the right sponsorships, if they don't get the support, it's downhill quickly.
100%.
So that's
100%.
the difference.
No, 100% right there. And then obviously I wanted to be in a team, and then I decided to sign for Brazil. And yeah, I loved it. I mean.
And how long were you there for?
Brazil, you could say about 2 years and a half.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So you had this experience in Europe, and then you came to a conclusion that enough is enough. Why did you start thinking like that? What made you trigger that enough is enough at the age of 24, technically? And I know where you're going, but I want you to explain. The mental, the stresses, people promising, not fulfilling.
So, by the time I decided to start playing, it already came from it was already building up from the previous years.
Would you say, sorry Lina, would you say that not having your parents there, not having that family support also contributed to that? Because now I know you had family, but it's not your parents. Would you say that also contributed to that because you're on your own? Or did you adapt to that?
I adapted. I mean, I was alone for almost 10 years of my life. You know, all the countries I went to, I mean, I always went alone. So, and obviously being it from since a young age, I adapted.
You getting the knocks.
It's always tough. You know, you come home for holidays, leave. There'd always be tears in the airport.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is family, and it's still that person you're not going to be with for the next 6-7 months. So. No, definitely, but I can't say that was the reason why I decided no. It was mostly to do with football in terms of all the politics. You know, I mean, the reason why I really stopped was because I had a really big build up in Dubai when I was playing in Dubai. Because before Dubai I was in the UK, and I had everything going perfect for me in the UK. Honestly, I mean, I was at Charlton under 23s training. I was registered to a team in the 5th division in the UK, which was the National League, which is a high level in the UK, for the FA Federation, while being at Charlton also. And I had everything signed for, you know, I was staying in London, training every day, and then COVID came, you know. And then COVID came with the new law in the UK. You know, if you're not a citizen, I came on a European passport, which you're only allowed, I think, 180 days.
So you left?
So I had to leave. And then when I left to come to Africa, you know, being all that time off, you know, you have to train alone and everything. I think every player went through it, but I still had the contract to come back to the UK after everything was sorted. So then when I got to the UK, then a law came out with this Brexit law.
So your timing was always wrong, which plays a role, unfortunately, yeah.
It was so
timing is everything.
Yeah, and, you know, I do believe playing in the UK could have grown a lot in my career. The connections were really good that I had there. The level was, I learned so much, just so physical, and you learn from that. So with the Brexit, I had to leave. Came back to Africa, and then mentally already there, I was already giving up slowly because I was like, flip, man.
What was affecting you?
You see, through my whole career, Zach, like every time I'm at my peak, something always happened. Either it's an injury, either could be the coach doesn't want to play me. I went through clubs in smaller clubs also in Portugal at a senior level where
What, you had to pay the coach to play?
well, I went through that also. I went through that also at Trofeens. That was after Verzin. So when I went to Trofeens, the coach wanted me to play. The coach wanted me, Kimberto. And lovely coach. I had a good relationship with them, honestly. He really enjoyed the way I played. He really wanted me in the team. And Trofeens were playing at the time in the 3rd division. Also, very historical club. They played in the 1st division in the past. Similar to Verzin. Very... Those
Stabilized.
Yes, home teams, top stadiums, everything.
Community based.
Yeah, so when I got to Trofeens also, I was driving, I had a Merc, a little A-Class. I mean, it's the cheapest of the range. Like if you want to go buy a Mercedes-Benz, it's the cheapest you can buy. It was an A-Class, A180. And I came to training with the car. It was my car. I was coming to training. And then the president called me. He's like, yes, nice car. I'm like, oh, thanks, think it's a compliment. Next day I get to training, he calls me, what is your family doing in South Africa? So I said, no, my mom's a teacher. I mean, my dad works for a butcher, something like that,
Yeah, you gave him a bit of a different story.
I have to. I mean, because I know I already knew where this was
You
going.
knew where it was going, yeah.
So, but now I ask myself, how does he even know? Because like, I'm someone very simple, like I get to training, I'm very chilled, just be the first one there, work, go to gym. And yeah, so this happened through the agency.
So he was angling it to get some financial support.
Yeah, so it got to the point, Zaka, where like Trofeens wanted me for 2 years, okay? It got to the point they literally told me straight. They said, look, if you want to play, you have to pay. They wanted me to pay 60,000 euros.
Well, technically for your parents to sponsor something, yeah.
Yeah. And I told my dad, I'm like, listen, you didn't get me to Portugal because of your financial... Everything I did through my career was all through hard work. And I told him, the day you pay for me to play football, I hang up my boots. Because there's no credibility in that. And my father also was never going to do it because, I mean, it was still a lot of money we're talking about. But yeah, so I went a whole almost 2 years just training, not playing football. And obviously that ruins your career because, you're already playing now senior football where you're earning money. And, you when you go to the next team, first thing they're going to ask you, why didn't you play the previous seasons? That's the first thing I was always getting asked. So what happens? You have to go down a division.
And the sad part, you can't tell them the truth.
100%.
Because that's the nature of the game.
100%.
Yeah. So you got to lie, constantly
100%,
lie.
but at the end of the day, I still didn't get the minutes, So for a coach, you want to play that gets minutes.
No, when I'm talking about the truth means, you couldn't say, oh, by the way, my previous club, the chairman wanted me to pay if I wanted to play. You can't tell them that because they won't believe you, number one. Number two, they know they're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why soccer's become a dirty game.
No, very dirty, man. Very dirty.
So then you decided, okay, enough is enough. Came back to South Africa. But you got your partner played at the highest level. So you got a partner. You got a sports management agency.
Yeah. So Sergey, top man, honestly. He played for a very good level. He was born in Russia. So he was born in Europe, and then he moved to Portugal. He was 8 years old, I think. He came with his family, and he started at Porto. He played at Porto for a few years. Played at Rangers.
Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah, playing in Glasgow Rangers. Played in Braga also. Played in Dubai, played in Cyprus, Lithuania.
But he played professional football,
Yeah,
all the way.
He played all professional football at the high level. And then he also stopped playing. What age was it? I think it was 27, 28, around there that he stopped also. I think it was because of an injury. Yes, it was because of an injury on his knee or something. But yeah, so Sergei also, he very hardworking man. I mean, we've got the same ambitions, you know, we've got the same mindset to where we want to take things. And yeah, so very fortunate that he's got also very good connections in Dubai, Portugal. So we basically work each other. We help each other where we can.
So then you started with Sergei, your sports management company. What is the company called?
So we called No Limits Atlas.
No Limits Atlas.
Yeah.
But you're based in Portugal. The company's based in Portugal.
Yes.
And you here now.
Yes. So we've got our offices in South Africa. So I'm based in this one, yeah. And yeah, so how me and Sergei started working together was I knew of him. We had known each other. And obviously after stop playing, you know, I was in the company in South Africa working. But obviously I wanted to get back into the game. You know, I really missed the football. And I spoke to Sergei, I'm like, listen, do you want to do something together, man? Maybe we can really do some good things together. And I must be honest,
and with honesty and integrity now.
Yeah.
With honesty and integrity, which was missing in the game. So you want to do things the right way.
100%,
yeah.
You know. And this is why I'm saying, like, you know, we're doing this thing in South Africa to really, really create a pathway, a legitimate pathway for players to get abroad.
So,
you know,
so your vision is, let's create something to give South African players an opportunity, take them overseas, but the law is 18 years old. If you're younger than 18, unlucky. But you can come at 17.
Yeah.
So when are you planning to do this? So now we start talking about what is this event called and when is it?
Okay, so we're hosting a football scouting event on the 6th, 7th and 8th of December in Balfour Park.
Balfour Park, Johannesburg.
Yes, in Johannesburg.
On Louis Botha Avenue, for those who don't know it, in Orange Grove.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's just going ways, searching the name of
the place. No, exactly what it is. And tell me, Lionel, so Balfour Park, I know it's December. What dates in December?
So we're doing 6th to the 8th of December. We're bringing scouts from Portugal.
They're going to be here.
Yeah.
They're not coming on a Contiki tour. What is their mission?
So look, it's very serious, you know, and we're bringing 2 scouts from Braga. Okay, one is looking for academy players that are ready to develop to the first team, and one's coming for first team contracts. So one of the scouts is coming for a first team contract in Braga. So looking for a player that can really develop into a first team in Braga. And then Passos Ferreira.
Also first Premier League.
Yes.
First division.
Well, they got relegated last year.
Yeah, but they were there for many years.
They've been there for the last 12, 13 years in the first level, first division. They're coming. Gil Vicente also top club. It's also a club that gives a lot of headaches to the top teams.
Small clubs, but power clubs.
Powerful club. I mean, we've got a Bafana player playing there, Yaya Sitole, our midfielder that plays in Gil Vicente, and very good club, I must admit.
So those 3 clubs are confirmed?
Those 3 clubs are confirmed. They're coming with their scouts. They're coming to find the players. And they want to go back with the players. You know, they're not coming here on holiday. They're not coming here to walk around.
How did you convince them to say, listen, South African is the next talent? How did you convince them? What made you guys convince them? Because let me tell you, it takes a lot to convince these guys to come here.
No, 100%. Look, if we look, I'm sure you know this also, but from my experience playing overseas, when you get to a team and you see an African player, the minimum you know from him is either that he's going to work hard, he's strong, he's fast, and also...
Stop. African player.
Yeah.
Do South African players fit in that category?
Look,
because that's the challenge.
I can be honest with you. I think we have this we have this picture. Sorry, we have this picture where if you look at South African players and Nigerian players, you can say physically Nigerians are stronger, but technically I think South Africans are better. I mean, we've got some.
I agree with you, Lunel. So this is the feedback I get, and I'm asking this question because we want to prepare the youngsters mentally. When they come, they need to have a mindset change. South African players, and I was talking about this the other day, not only South African players, but I was talking, and I'm going to have him on my show one of these days. He's actually a golf manager, English. He's got some interesting, talented golfers. And he says the biggest challenge with South African sportsmen is that they have a sense of entitlement. They think that they are good enough and they should be there. And he said, and in sports, that doesn't work. You've got to work hard to get there. That's why only the best come to the top. The rest just fall away. And same is said with the South African footballers. I've got a very good friend. He's the chairman of Fares. We talk a lot. The scouts at Binya as well. And the biggest obstacle is that South African players are not serious about football. Now, you are giving these guys, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. The scouts are coming here, 3 scouts from different clubs, 4 scouts from 3 different clubs, on a mission. They want to see players that are serious.
100%.
Where do you think the players should start looking at if they arrive and the scout is looking at them? What should they be looking at to be prepared? For example, I know what I look at.
Yeah.
Okay, you come to me on trial, and if your socks are down, if you're not properly attired, well, you're not going to make it because it starts there. You got to be your mindset needs to be professional enough to be in that environment. You can't have a Tsotsi mentality and think you arrive and these guys are here to take you because you're coming from Africa.
No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
So that's where I'm going with this conversation.
Yeah. No, look, and it's a question I get a lot also. Because South Africans. We've got this, they call it the kasi flavor.
Yeah.
In South Africa, they love kasi flavor. I feel like they love it more than scoring goals. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
it's the entertainment side.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is
fine.
Which is
no
fine.
problem.
But what I'm trying to say is, the scouts are not going to be looking for that. From Europe, never, because they want quick football. They want simple. They want how you react when you lose the ball. How's your attitude on the field? Are you polite? Do you greet the coaches? Do you lift up your team? They're not just coming to see who scores 10 goals. They're coming in to see if you have the full
character of the player.
100%, because you must remember, we're investing into this player. It's the scout's representation bringing the player to the club. So there might be a player on the day that scores 10 goals, dribbles the whole team, but when he loses the ball, he just walks. He won't make it.
Yeah.
No,
I'll tell you why, that is a challenge.
I know, 100%.
And I'll tell you why it is a challenge, because our development doesn't address that.
Yeah.
Our football development addresses playing football.
Yeah.
But they don't address the essence of playing football correctly.
Yes.
And I know, I did all my coaching courses in Portugal. The mentality in Europe, you lose the ball, you chase.
Yeah. You have to.
There's got to be...
Because if you don't, you just get subbed out.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah. The work ethics, the dedication. And I'm so glad you brought out the point of, on the field, do you uplift your teammates or do you humiliate them when they lose the ball?
No, it's really...
And our players are not prepared for that. No. So that's why I'm going with this, because it's important you share this with them. So at least they're prepared. If they go there, they know what they must look for.
100%. I can look. I mean... I'm saying this because I went through it, and you learn from your mistakes. Because look, I was a very sour player. I mean,
sour in what way?
If I
selfish?
No. Sour in the sense of like if I didn't play, I'll be upset.
You
wouldn't talk to the coach.
You sulk, yeah.
And then very simple. You just don't. You won't be playing. So the older you get, you actually start to understand. Like, coaches don't want to see this.
It's not personal. It's a coaching decision.
100%. But it's like you said. Coming from South Africa. You're allowed to get away with those things. Where in Europe, you can be the best player. If you do not work hard in the field, if you don't run, if you don't defend, you just won't play. It's simple. Doesn't matter how good you are. And I think South Africans that are developing, that want to make it to that level, to go to Europe, they have to mentally understand that it's not just about skilling. It's not just, but like those things are beautiful, like 100%. It will show interest, but if you can just do the simple, the basics, then you basically got it. Basically.
Now, our biggest challenge is as South African players, and also Botswana, Mozambique, not so much Zimbabweans, they got it right. I don't know what they're doing there. But South Africans, physically, we're not big. We get the odd one. But as youngsters, I mean, let's be honest, as at the age of 18 in Europe, those guys are. They're physically, they're strong.
Yeah.
They take football serious at the age of 15. They start doing the right things. They start eating correctly. They start going to the gym and all those things. Our South African players don't have the mentality. So that's going to be a challenge.
Definitely. But...
So, 3 days. Is it 3 days?
Yeah. It's 3 days we're doing it.
Yeah.
Sunday, which is the last day, the players will play the final game and be selected. The best players out of that game will be selected. And then when it comes to that decision making, if the scouts want a player that's under 18, we will come on board and tell them, because obviously we have to make sure these players got no clubs, no contracts and stuff like that. We don't want to do anything illegal. We want to do everything straightforward. So if it comes to, let's say, for a boy that's 15 years old, scout wants him to go to Europe, us as No Limits, we will cover also for a flight for the parents to go with the son. Because look, I knew when I went it was tough. It's really tough. You finish training.
To go with the son on trial.
Yeah. So for the 2 weeks they'll be going to Portugal, because the players will go 2 weeks on trial. If it's like, for example, a 15, 14 or 16-year-old, we will offer the service to the parents, be like, listen, do you want to go with your son or your daughter to go overseas?
Is it one parent or two?
We will offer for two. Wish it could be one, but we'll offer for two. Because it's only fair. But also, personally for me, if it was up to me, because I went through it, I would go alone. Because it allows you already to adapt, okay? Because it's 2 weeks, you're going on trial. It allows you to adapt mentally.
Yeah, what's your players going to do? Because, number one, they'll be staying at the club.
Yeah, they'll be staying in their own place, in a hotel.
Wherever.
The player will be in the academy.
So, it's really no point.
Yeah.
It's really no point.
So, but like I'm just saying, that's why, from politeness, that's what we will offer, But yeah, so players get selected on Sunday to get ready, depending which clubs want, which of the scouts want the players.
Let's confirm the dates.
6th to 8th of December.
6th to 8th of December.
Yeah.
How do they get hold of you? How do they register? What is the process?
Yeah, so we're actually going quite strong on social media. We've made it to Ball Game South Africa, which is a very big page on TikToks, on Instagram. We've made it on Football Stage. There's an article, Soccer Laduma. They've spoken about me and about the No Limits showcase, or the scouting event. Braga have posted on their social media. And obviously you can just search up our company on Instagram, on the website, on Google, No Limits Atlas, SA. And you have all the information there.
Now, I'm aware there's other showcases at that time, exactly the same date, fun enough, exactly the same weekend. One's in Pretoria.
I'm not sure.
They're called Showcase, something Showcase. What is yours called?
No Limits.
No Limits, Because we must get this right, because I know there's 3 events at the moment on scouting. Sure. One's in Pretoria, it's at Orange Grove, Louis Botha, Balfour Park. I think we need to highlight that. Balfour Park is Johannesburg. And then there's one in the south. So No Limits is the key here. What are the players getting for, what are you charging? What are they getting for that?
So, look, I'm charging, a question I get a lot is why am I charging 3.5?
I can tell you why you're charging 3.5.
100%. But because you've got experience in the game.
Yeah.
But for these players, they don't tend to understand. Because, look.
Okay, so let me rephrase it and help you out. Then you can finish it off. 3.5. If they had to go to overseas on a trial, it's going to cost them 20,000 or 30,000. accommodation and all the headaches that go with it. You bringing out 3 scouts. You bringing them
Four,
from there.
yeah.
4.
Yeah.
They're coming from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
To look at these youngsters.
Yeah.
There's costs. Someone's paying for that. You paying for that.
Yeah.
Accommodation,
Yeah.
flights, food. I know the cost of those things.
Yeah.
Okay. And besides the 3-5, what are they getting? It's 3 days, so it's 1-5 a
So-
day. But technically, let's say it's 1,000 a day.
So look, we're going to be hosting it live on Supersports. It's going to be all over social media. It's going to be on La Duma article. And these players are going to be able to interact with the scouts. But what makes us different is to these other showcases that you mentioned. You know, obviously not everyone can get selected. That's the realistically.
I can tell you, if they pick one player, it's good going.
Yeah. So we're going to try push for them to push at least 3 to 5 players. to go.
You can't push. Remember, the players are going to show up.
No, 100%. But I would love the scouts to select up
To be open-minded
at
and
least
look.
3 to 5 players. I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like for me, it's all about seeing a player go overseas, go on trial, and get signed. You know, that's my biggest thing I want to see in this.
Okay, stop right there. They coming on a mission to pick players that have the standard and the quality to compete with their players.
Yeah.
So there's no mercy here.
Yeah.
It's either you can or you can't.
And you can't. So hopefully they can.
Do you know what I mean? So I understand where you're coming from. You would love to help it. I know where you're coming from because you want to help you want to help the world.
Yeah.
You want to save the world. But you can't save the world if those players are not prepared to take the
Yeah.
responsibility and
Definitely,
accountability
no,
on themselves.
100%.
So if they come and they pick one player, well, so be it, because the rest didn't show up.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
100%.
So if it would be, I know where you want to. You would love to have 10 Oaks go, but it's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why.
Got to be positive. Let's hope.
No, but I'm telling you
But
why.
that's
Based on my
realistically-
experience.
No, 100%.
I'm telling you why.
Unfortunately, it is a
Yeah,
truth.
because I don't want you to make false promises to people either.
Yes. That's definitely.
Do you know what I mean? So I need to go, guys, we're taking 5. People will hold you accountable, and you get people arriving there, and they're just like on a showboating scenario,
Yeah.
and they get picked. One player gets picked, and someone says, "But Lionel, on the radio, you said 5."
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
go, "Well, I
No,
did,
look,
but they never showed up." So
Yeah.
let's clarify that. They need to show up.
No, definitely.
So that's what these things are about.
Definitely.
So they're paying 3-5, and what are they getting?
So like I mentioned,
Kit? Are they getting kit?
yeah, we obviously will give them a
What?
no limits
Top?
kit. Yeah.
Just a top,
We're giving top shorts, a
Okay.
full kit.
full kit,
Yeah, full kit.
socks as well.
Yes. So we're giving them everything, full kits. We're gonna have like a little prize award for players, like best goals, best assist, things like that. You know, make it more entertaining. This was supposed to be a surprise, but I'll mention.
No,
it now.
you must mention it because people need to know.
No,
this thing.
definitely. So
This is a platform. We got another 10 minutes here.
yeah. So we were actually gonna get the signed boots from Diogo Jota, which is a player who played for Passos Ferreira, where he started. He's playing now in Liverpool. We're going to get signed boots from him.
And who's going to get that? Who's that for?
Well, that will be for example, top goal scorer. We're going to get gloves from Jose Sa.
Okay, now let me. So you remember it's trials. One guy might just have a chance of playing for 20 minutes, half an hour.
100%.
So
No.
this-
We'll make sure the players play.
So you want to give them something,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
for sure. Because remember,
something special to remember.
Because must remember, like, I mean, when you're paying 3-5, I'm even looking at the minimums. You know, players will have a meal to eat every day. You know, after.
It's important you mention that. So every day they'll have a little meal.
100%. You know, I will
It's,
get.
it's not a steak and chips with salad and onion rings. It's a snack
No,
because
they'll be-
they're going to train in the afternoon as well.
Yeah. Well, Prego. Let's put
Prego,
it-
yeah, let's
But-
put something snackish there. Okay, they'll get a snack and a drink.
Yeah. Water.
Water.
Yeah,
That should be the
definitely.
drink for a sportsman. Yeah.
We're gonna try get Energade, Powerade, something like that on board. But for now, water is guaranteed.
Just go with water.
All
That's
right.
what they want.
And look, and we're gonna have a lot of professional players that are gonna be there from South Africa. Kafupete, if Richard Ofori, we're going to try bring a player from overseas also to come interact with the players. You're going to be there yourself, hopefully. But yeah.
What is the reason of the players?
So, I just want these players to come there, because the players that I'm bringing, or not Richard Ofori, but for example, Kafupete is a player that he also is from South Africa, played in Portugal for 8 years, played at a high level. And yeah, I'm going to try bring also Cody Sung, plays for Sundowns, Janino Palace.
So you're going to bring players
these are players
to interact
these are
locally,
players,
of course, yeah.
But these are players that have played for those clubs in Portugal,
Yeah.
playing now. For example, Cody Sung plays for Sundowns, but he played in Braga. Janino played in Stellenbosch, but he played in Braga also. And this was another advantage from playing overseas, you know. These boys that I've just mentioned, I mean, from Luther Singh, Bongani Zungu, Kafupete, Lyle Forster, who plays at Burnley, all these top players, you know, these are the benefits from South Africa being overseas. Because when I went overseas, it's not like I called them, hey guys, my name is Leo. You know, no. How you interact with these players is because you're from South Africa playing football overseas. You guys meet, you see you have that South African blood in you, and you become the best of friends. I mean...
And you create a network.
Yes, a lot. And I've made so much network with those players. You know, we've had dinners together with Lyle Forster, who's a big player now in Burnley. But a lot of them are my close friends. You know, Kafupete, Luther Singh, Yaya Sitole. You know, these are players that I looked up to, you know. But, for example, Kafupete has been helping me with the showcase. You know, he doesn't have to. He's got his own things to worry about. But he's been helping me, saying, I'm going to link you with this person, this photographer, this. And for me, I respect people like that, you know, because we've known each other for about 8 years. You know, we started in Portugal. And yeah, we strung together. So what makes us also different to also the other showcases is, if players don't get selected, you know, we can still offer services to help them. Because you must remember, we work with so many clubs in Dubai. First and second division, that's it. Nothing below. But just put that out there.
Yeah. So your main aim is Portugal, because those are the scouts. But in the process, if you see, there's an interesting player, and the scout actually points him out to you and says, listen, Lionel is a very good player, but we've got 5 of them already.
Yeah.
But this kid, listen, keep an eye on him. That the option is Dubai.
Yeah. So like I said,
so you have other pathways.
Yes, because we're a football agency at the end of the day. You know, so we can create other pathways for players to get to Cyprus, Dubai, Lithuania. You know, we've got a team in Lithuania where we're the official sponsors of them. You know, we sponsored them last year. Banga FC.
I actually saw that.
FK Banga, yeah.
It's on the net.
Yeah, and they're playing the first division. They've got our logo on the shirts and everything. And first time in history, they won actually this year the Lithuanian Cup. And yeah, so that's good credibility there. You know, since that happening, so many clubs, bigger clubs in Lithuania, called us to sponsor them. So it opens a lot of doors, you know. So, and us being agents, you know, for these players, we're gonna want best contracts, you know, best conditions. Because we were players ourselves. Myself, Sergey, we all had agents. We know what lies are.
Some agents are like,
Yeah, so we definitely know how to create a relationship with these players to give them the best.
So not only are you giving them an opportunity, but I think your advice, your experience, when sometimes you got to go through bad experiences to give someone better information in the future.
Why I do this, honestly, because if you had asked me when I was playing football, Leo, do you want to become an agent? I might say no. But the reason why I'm doing this is because from what I went through mentally, through my football career, I really have 100% faith that this will work. Because
so you want to avoid the mistakes the other guys made?
No, definitely.
And you don't want other people to go through what you went?
Definitely. Look, I can't promise the players that they're going to play every single game.
No. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to once and for all. It's not your problem.
Yes.
Your
100%.
problem is to give them the opportunity. They need to take responsibility.
100%.
As a footballer, and this is my challenge with footballers, We give people an opportunity. They must grab the opportunity.
100%.
So you're giving them that,
100%, yeah.
That's all you have to worry about. If they make it, that's their problem. Do I make myself
No,
clear?
no, definitely.
I don't want you to stress afterwards.
No, but
when people go, but you promised the world.
Yeah,
I only
no.
promised you the opportunity. The
Yes,
opportunity is
yes,
come
yes.
to Leibwater, Belfort
Yes,
Park, and show up with proper boots and look like a player. Don't look like a tsotsi.
And this is something I've also learned. Once you're in those white lines, it's all up to you.
It's up to you.
They can bring you there, but it's all up to you. And I think these players need to understand that you've got to play every game, whether it's a training, whether it's a match. You've got to play it like it's your last game, because you're only as good as your last game. I mean, when I was playing, if I had a good game 2 weeks ago, good. But if I had a bad game the next week, that's the one I remember. The one I had 2 weeks ago is gone.
Yeah.
It's the last impression.
Yeah.
So it's very important that every training, every game, these players must really... You got to work hard, man. You have to.
So they've got technically a month to go. Because let's face October, you're right off.
Yeah.
But they need to start sharpening their skills. They need to stay fit.
Yeah.
Their conditioning, they're going to train for 3 days.
Yeah.
It takes its toll. So don't arrive on the first day and tell you or whoever, or me, or the scout, oh, by the way, I haven't trained for 3 months, but I'm coming on a trial. Well, you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Then that means you're not serious.
No,
You've got a month and a half
Definitely.
to get your act together.
Definitely.
Mentally, physically, now is the time.
Definitely.
Start eating properly, start looking the part. Because I know for myself that if you don't look the part, 9 out of 10, you're not going to make it.
100%.
I look at you, you look like a sportsman. I will look at you.
No, yeah.
No. The older retired sportsman. Retired sportsman. But it's
I'm trying
easy
to get back.
Yeah. It's easy to see
Yes, definitely.
the mentality and the mindset of these youngsters.
No, 100%.
They arrive and the socks are down here, the laces are undone, and you want to play for free. It's a no.
It's already a good, I know.
For me, it's a no. Cheerio, bye. Yeah, that's your mentality.
Yeah.
So you got a month and a half. That's what I'm trying to tell people. You got a month and a half to get your act together and take this serious.
Yeah.
For once, Linnell, I need to give you credit because I think it's a crazy idea, but crazy ideas that's what works. Your vision is what makes it work.
Yeah.
When I say it's a crazy idea, because you've convinced 4 agents to come to South Africa. Scouts, which is better than an agent because you're going straight to the club. You're not going via an agent.
Yeah.
2 of them are from Braga, which is one of Portugal's top 4 clubs, guaranteed. They played in Europe. They played actually on Tuesday or
they played last year in Champions League also against Real Madrid.
Yeah. So they played. Braga is the club.
Yeah.
Then you have Paços Ferreira, who've been in Portugal Premier League for many, many years. Still a big club.
Yeah.
You've got Gil Vicente, still a big club. All these clubs. And the interesting part about Gil Vicente, and for me this is the exciting part, Gil Vicente and Paços Ferreira are selling clubs.
Yes.
They sign players to 100%. Move on because it's a business model 100%. For them. Braga, of course, also buy and sell, but not as much as the smaller clubs.
100%.
So if you want to make it, that's the opportunity.
100%.
And you were so right, Lynn, when you said the pathway to Chiefs sometimes, is via Europe.
Yes.
The pathway to Sundowns is via Europe.
Yes.
Because it gives you credibility. Yes. In South Africa, they're not going to look at you.
Yes.
Because you got no history.
Yeah.
But if you go out and then come in, it opens doors.
Definitely.
But you need to be prepared.
No, definitely.
So we've got a few minutes left. What else do you want to add in there?
Yeah, we've spoken, I think, about everything. Look, on the day, it's important because I must be honest, the tickets are going.
I know. I think if I looked at the last time, you got 100 and something players already confirmed.
Yeah,
that's a good number.
Yeah. Like they are going. The word is out there. But I just want these players to not live with regrets, being like, oh, I could have signed up. Oh, I know, because as we mentioned, yes, 3,500 rand is what I'm charging for this. But look, if I could do this for free, I wish I could. But unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately, I have costs involved with this.
No, that's what I said. You pay for them to come out.
And like I said, it's 3,500 rand, but it's 3 days of your life that can change. you can get selected. All your expenses paid for: flights, accommodation, visas, food, transport, and it's going to go to your 60, 50,000 plus to go overseas. So, I mean, look, I think it'll be worth it. It gives time for people to start saving up money. It gives time to you guys to prepare yourself mentally, physically. If they're hearing this, let them talk about the things we talked about, what the scouts don't want to see, to learn from. And yeah, like I said, it's players will play. Every player will play game time. You have enough minutes. There will be no such thing as, I only play 10 minutes, 50 minutes. No. Every player will get the same amount of minutes.
Because I know that was one thing that you made it quite clear. You've got Balfour Park because they've got 5 soccer fields.
Yes.
So it's not like you're playing on one field the whole day and you're rotating 10 minutes a player.
Yeah.
You've got 5 fields.
Yeah.
And the scouts will be moving around and I'll be there and other guys will be there and we'll be identifying as well. And we'll go, oh, there's so-and-so. So it's 5 fields.
Yeah.
It goes very quick.
Yeah. So there'll be coaches also, local coaches.
Yeah.
And then every person will get a list of the players that will be playing on that field. The players who stood out, there will be comments and stuff like that, so that after the day, let's say from the first day, as coaches, scouters, agents, we all sit together and we all talk about the list of which players stood out the most. And but yeah, we'll be rotating a lot. So it's going to be also...
But it's a scout. It's their job.
It's a scout.
It's a scout.
The coaches can give information
support.
in case the scouts didn't see that player. So that the next time they can see the player, the next day. But I wanted to say something very important. What did I want to say now was... Yes, it just slipped out.
Oh, we'll come back to now. So, Balfour Park, what time does it actually start? What are you playing? What's the timeline?
So we plan to start at 9 o'clock, okay? But the players will receive emails of which times, because there will be different groups.
Okay, not everyone arrives at the same time.
No.
That's clever.
Yeah, so it will give time for players to play their game, and once they finish, another team comes on.
So if you send out an email and you're playing up past 10, don't have to be there at 9. You arrive
Exactly. Because I know some parents will be coming from Pretoria and stuff. So, look, we're really trying to make it very professional as possible. I mean, we'll have security, we will have ambulance on scene, and yeah. So basically, players will receive a ticket, all right, on your email once you sign up. Before you get to the gate, there'll be someone there to scan your ticket in. All right, you can come in. If you're with your parents can come in also.
Quick one. Don't arrive on the day and expect to play.
Yeah. That's not happening.
Not going to happen.
No.
That I think we need to clarify.
Very important.
Because some people think, oh, I missed out on signing.
No.
And I arrive on the day with my boots and I'm like, oh, Lionel, I'm here.
No.
That's you won't even go past the gate. No ticket, no entry.
Because I don't want cash on...
No, besides it, it's going to mess up. Imagine 5,000 people arrived and decided to play.
No, I don't want it. I can't because, it's once we get to on that day, we've got to focus to get the players ready to play.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about what's happening at the gates and stuff like that. So very important. We're actually going to close the tickets around a week before that. There will be no tickets sold on the day. So yeah.
Okay, good. Because I think it's important. Don't arrive on the day. You're not going to play.
Yes, definitely not. Definitely not.
Doesn't matter if you forgot, if you whatever, and you got your boots in your hand, you're not going to play. You won't go past begin. Begin is the gate.
Yes.
Lionel, our time has come up to an end.
Lovely talking to you.
It was great. I've got a lot of insight into a bit of your story. I think it's an interesting story. I admire what you're doing, to be honest, because it's genuinely the right thing. You bring in the scouts. Normally... people pick someone and they send him overseas, but you bring in the scouts, which makes such a big difference because they know what they're looking for. Yeah. And I deal with scouts on a regular basis, and every club has a different mentality. Yes. There's a different philosophy of what type of player they're looking at.
Definitely.
So when I talk to foreigners, they want big players. No, they must be tall. And I know, tall. Riwav might be saying, Braga might be saying, we're looking for this special winger.
Yeah.
And that's what they'll look for.
Yeah, it all
Special needs to be.
depends.
So every club
Has their own thing. Yeah.
has their own thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key, is that they're not looking for one individual, they're looking for the specific one that can make a difference in what they need.
Definitely.
Dunel, thank you. It's been a pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you. Jacob.
I'll be
Appreciate
there.
it. Thank you so
It's
much.
Friday. Remember, take care of yourself. Whatever you do, stay safe. And look after your family. Stay safe. Remember, character matters. Good night.